Unit 24, Day 3 for Letterland. Our vocabulary list this week is inspect, suspect, expect, spectacular, respectful. Spect is a root word. The keyword inspect, meaning to see. How does the keyword help us to remember the meaning? Well, when you inspect something, you look carefully to see all the details. Here are some words that have our root word in it, have the root word in these specific words: suspect, inspect, expect, respect, spectacles, and spectator. Inspect. Our root word means to see or look. Our prefix means in. When we inspect something, we look closely and carefully at it to see if there's anything wrong. Sometimes after you wash your hands, adults may inspect them to see if they are really clean. Engineers inspect cars and planes regularly to ensure they are safe. Suspect. Suspect means you see under. You think you might know something that someone is trying to hide. If you suspect someone took something of yours and you are not sure, but you think they might have. Sometimes we use this word just to say we think something will happen, but we are not completely sure. If you say, I suspect it will rain today, you think it will happen, but you're really not sure. Expect. If we use the root meaning and then the prefix meaning, we get look out. It comes to mean look forward. If you expect something to happen, you believe it will. It is stronger than I suspect, and you think it will happen. What are some things you expect to happen today? Spectator. A spectator is a person who looks or watches. It's used in a sports arena or stadium for the people in the stands watching, but it can be people watching a parade or a play. Have you ever been a spectator? Respectful. The root and prefix in respect could be translated as looking back, but the meaning has changed over time. Respectful can mean you look up to somebody. You treat them politely because you think they deserve it. Of course, you should respect everyone's rights and treat them as you want to be treated. Today we will be reading a passage called The Planetarium. It's by Isabella. And we're going to be trying to figure out what vocabulary words go in the blanks. I will read the passage to you. My Aunt Emily said we are going to the dentist, but I blanked she was misleading me just for fun. She took me to the planetarium and said, "Surprise," she said. "I guess you have learned to blank some nonsense from your auntie." I was relieved and pleased. I told Aunt Emily that in school I've been learning about words with I before E. It made me think of us because Isabella starts with I and Emily starts with E. At the entrance to the planetarium, she paid and received a receipt that she handed to me. I blanked the receipt. It said, "Save this receipt as this is your ticket for the show." In receipt, why is E before I asked. "Good question," she replied. "Oh, there's my friend Carlos DeSantos." After a brief introduction, I said, "Happy to know you, Mr. DeSantos. I try to be blank when I meet someone new. Please call me Carlos." Then he added, "We must hurry to get good seats." "I'll go first," I said playfully. I before E. Carlos interrupted. "That's I before E except after C, I believe." "Oh, that explains your seat," I smiled. So it was Carlos first, then Emily, then Isabella. The dome ceilings looked like the sky at dusk. The room darkened. A quiet voice said, "You are now a blank, watching the night sky from the third planet from the sun." We visited the planets from Mercury to our neighbor planets, Venus and Mars, and on to the eighth planet, Uranus. On the largest planet, Jupiter, gravity is so strong that you would weigh twice as much as on Earth. Go ahead into the virtual classroom in Shobi and complete the word sort and complete the passage with the fill in the blank.